Good morning, everyone. I always like to start with a morning devotion. Today I've chosen Matthew 7:23. Matthew 7:23 may in fact be the scariest verse in the Bible. It's simple. Jesus says, "I never knew you. Depart from me." Those are strong words. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him. I know him, and I feel much better for that. Today we're going to talk about 3 bullet points on this sign that you see next to me. One of them has mention of foreclosure protection. Did you know if you finance a home FHA, you have built-in foreclosure protection? If you get behind on your payments, there are 3 loss mitigation options available to you by HUD. Number 1, they will allow you to make payments to get caught up. It's called a repayment plan. You might pay 1 1/3 payments until you're caught up. The second point has to do with a loan modification. You could be 6 months behind on your mortgage, and they would add those delinquent payments on to the end of the loan, thereby bringing you current, and that is considered a modification. Thirdly, you could be 10 months behind on your mortgage, and the Secretary of HUD would allow you to enter into what's called a partial claim. You would sign a promissory note in favor of the Secretary of HUD for the amount of money of the back payments, and that would be a lien on the property. It would be due upon the sale of the home or the refinance of the mortgage. And guess what? Currently, there are no monthly payments required on it. However, many Americans who were afforded this process wanted to make voluntary payments, and HUD had to open up a voluntary payment center in Stamford, Connecticut to collect voluntary payments. So with FHA, you have loss mitigation options. Ask your realtor you're working with. Ask your mortgage officer you're working with. What are the 3 loss mitigation options HUD allows? And look at the blank stare on their faces. They don't know. They don't know. And as a consequence, you need to be thinking about who you are working with. The second point on here has to do with energy efficiency. People buy homes every day. They say, well, maybe in 2 or 3 years we can afford those thermopane insulated windows. Guess what? With the program that we are using, you can finance the cost of those windows into the new loan. You close the loan before the windows have been installed. The money for the new windows goes into an escrow account in the home buyer's name, and you end up having them installed rather than waiting years to try to come up with additional money. Energy efficiency is a tremendous tool. Thirdly, as you see on here, we have another provision in this program, and it's called Renovation Plus. It is streamlined renovation. For example, let's say that you've looked at 12 homes and you now find one and it's in the right neighborhood, it's in the right school system, but the wife doesn't like the kitchen. Well, why look at 10 or 12 more homes when you could use the renovation part of the Housing Act to renovate and remodernize the kitchen? Make a wish list, find out what she wants, and then add the cost of that into the mortgage loan, close the loan before the first nail has been driven, and the funds again go into an interest-bearing escrow. The renovation program, remodernizing of a kitchen, why go look at 10 to 12 more homes? You found the right home, it's in the right school district, it's in the right neighborhood. Make the new kitchen with a wish list and move on from there. And so what you find, there are many things available that most people don't even discuss because they don't know anything about it. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm a former federal underwriter. I spent 8 years of my life underwriting the mortgage loans. And just remember, if you're thinking about buying a home, if you have a friend, a relative, a workmate that's thinking of buying a home, refer them to me. I'm the guy with over 20,000 hours of hands-on underwriting experience. My signature made the loan.